Camp drafting is regarded as a truly Australian sport. Born in the bush in the late 1800s when stockmen and cattle camps tested their skills in competitions for fun. It involves a horse and rider cutting out or selecting a beast from a mob in a pen or the camp and then controlling it through a figure-8 course before moving them through a final gate. The event has grown into organised and lucrative contests of bush horse skills in the country and is now capturing the attention of city-based lawyers, doctors and business executives. At a Campdraft Clinic in Scone, New South Wales, people from all backgrounds have saddled up to learn the ins and outs of the sport.
Go across, look where your cow's head is.
Bryce Chapman is from North Narrabeen in Sydney. This is only his second time having a crack at drafting.
I've been wanting to do camp drafting for a long time. At 58, I thought I'd better start doing it now, otherwise I'll never do it.
Sit.
The nerves were up, the heart was beating fairly fiercely, but once I was out, you kind of forget all that. You just focus on the job at hand, the cow running ahead of you, and you have a lot of trust in the horse. And the horse, you know, Chip he looks after me very well. So it was good, I loved it.
Tamworth horse breeders and camp drafters Amanda Nicholson and Neil Faint are running the clinic.
A great try. You set things up pretty nice here.
They had their first one 4 years ago. Since then, they've seen exponential growth in interest, and Amanda puts that down to a few factors.
Well, I think there's the performance horse sale aspect that comes into that. I think people now are looking to buy an old school master horse because they want to come and have a go. It's been a bucket list thing for them, and this is an opportunity where they can come to us with a horse, fine-tune their skills and their knowledge of the sport, understand, you know, the safety risks and understand the fundamentals, then have the confidence to go and compete.
Stop your mare.
With so many new and sometimes inexperienced people coming into the sport, safety is an important aspect for the couple.
I think it's extremely important to run these things because so many people get on a horse and they think all of these things just come together, but they don't. Because what people need to remember, there's three minds. And until we can actually get those three minds to gel, as in the person, the horse, the cow, it's extremely hard. And the safety factor of camp drafting now is paramount. You right?
While learning the basics is the start, there's a big flow to the horse economy when these new riders saddle up.
It goes round in a big circle, like people that come from the cities will send horses out to the trainers, they'll send horses out to breakers. It puts a big foundation in our sales, which is a great thing for our breeders. All your saddle shops, your Marsh Carnies, all of those sorts of places that sell saddles, all the tack under the sun. It's great for those businesses.
Craig Young is the Australian Bushmen's Camp Draft and Rodeo Association Executive Officer, and has also seen the growth of not just camp drafting, but the entire performance horse industry. When it comes to drafting, he says the sport has grown so much, it's now two-tiered. These days, there are six-figure prize money drafts to accommodate professional riders and trainers, and smaller events that cater to weekend competitors and families.
This sport now has, instead of just ringers and station hands and property owners coming to our events, we've got doctors, we've got solicitors, we've got the guys that have left the country, that have made it big in the city, that are coming back to the country, that have bought properties and want to be part of this sport because it's such a great weekend out of friendship, of sport, of enjoying your horse.
The post-COVID trend has seen the value of horses and breeding climb immensely. In 2022, at the biggest performance horse sale in the Southern Hemisphere, the Nutrien Classic in Tamworth grossed more than $17 million across 5 days, making it the most valuable event in the auction's history to date. At that sale, the top-priced horse was 3-year-old filly Bad in Black, which fetched a whopping $550,000, breaking all Australasian sale records for a performance horse.
Years ago, if we said 20, 25,000, people were like, I'd never pay that for a horse in my life. Now that's probably only half a horse. You've got to spend $40,000 or $50,000 if you want to buy a top-end performance horse to be at that elite level. That's why a lot of people like to buy a young stock. They'll get it trained with a breaker. They'll go and get lessons. They'll bring that horse through. And, you know, your $5,000 to $6,000 young stock unbroken horse gets to that $25,000 or $30,000 horse in a couple of years' time, but you've got to be prepared to ride through the investment and go the journey with them.
There are a number of disciplines that fall under the performance horse umbrella. The US contest of cutting is similar to Campdraft, where a rider has just a few minutes to separate 2 or 3 cattle from the herd without the obstacle course. It's a multi-million-dollar sport and industry in the States and is rapidly growing in popularity in Australia. It's something Matt and Casey Oakley, cutting horse trainers at Walker in northern New South Wales, are experiencing firsthand. Matt has more than 30 horses in work owned by a range of clientele, including city businessmen.
We've got graziers from central Queensland to people at the bottom of Victoria, whether they're retired or whether they've got massive construction companies. You know, we train for builders, we train for accountants, we train for people that just want to have a bit of fun.
Matt believes many people have re-evaluated their lives since COVID and are looking for more enjoyment, something he says horses provide, whether you're riding them or watching them.
I think that particular period put a few things in perspective for people, and they just want another interest, you know, and a lot of these people, they travel to shows and stuff. They'll jump on an aeroplane and fly to where we go to, and some compete on the horses that we take and some just come to watch. It really is an addiction, and whether you're a horse trainer or just an owner, once you see it or feel it, you're hooked for life. It's just one of those things that it's not easy, but it's very, very enjoyable, and you know, it's a hell of a ride when it goes well.
Like anyone who works with animals, Matt has his favourites. Katie is one of the horses showing plenty of talent in the cutting arena.
She's only just turned 5. Won a lot of buckles on her, won a lot of cuttings, and yeah, her barn name's Katie, but I call her Winks. I think she's quite special.
Many in the performance horse industry say that the value has been vastly underestimated until now. And for trainers like Matt Oakley, that means they can have full-time careers that support their families and their dreams. That growth has everyone in the industry excited about its future.
Now I just want to be the best I can be, so to know that we can make a living off it, and we've bought a property off the back of it, we want to add more property to what we've already got. So to know that this business is heading the right way, and the industry is, you know, it's on track for a long time and a big future, it's pretty exciting.
Wayne Brown is the General Manager of the National Cutting Horse Association in Australia. Like Matt Oakley, he says it's the lifestyle of his sport that attracts new riders and investment.
As an equine sport, even though cutting is extremely exciting, it's also very safe. So I think a lot of people that come to us have had some equine history in that, you know, they've ridden as a child or they've had always an interest in horses, and now the opportunity to come in, so that interest in the horse brings them into the sport, and then our lifestyle that's attached to it is probably the holder.
Another sign of the growing popularity was a special guest appearance at this year's National Cutting Futurity event in Tamworth by Texan Courtney Dehoff. She's a popular Western horse sport television and social media presenter who has been watching the Aussie interest in cutting.
Oh, you're sweet. How old did you say?
4.
4. Oh,
yeah,
you're
just
a baby.
a 4-year-old. Yeah.
There are Australians who have won the American for charity. So, you know, some of the best trainers in the world are coming from down under.
On her own home soil, Courtney Dehoff says the sport continues to boom.
You're seeing for the first time in the performance horse industry, they're really competing for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars even, depending on the opportunity.
Good boy, keep going. Stop. Good, pull his nose. That's it. Good.
And the next generation of riders are busy practicing their skills. And as a father passes the reins to son, he has plenty of hope for the sport's future.
Take it from here, buddy. And these little guys, you know, it's whatever they want to be. If they want to go down this route, it will be good.